Hey everybody, YT Steve Place here, back in another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over which I would like the most. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare 2, Red Dead Redemption 1 Remastered, or Red Dead Redemption 3. Now, it's a very hard choice to decide which I'd want the most, but I will go over and describe every reason why I'd want each of these individually. Alright, so one of the reasons I want this game as well, obviously because it never happened, but I really wish Rockstar Games would have made this, and I'm still kind of pissed off that they still haven't made this. I think Undead Nightmare for the first game was really fun because I actually played it, and it's like really fun playing as John Marston in this alternate Red Dead timeline where there's zombies. And I think that'd be so cool seeing in like the high realistic detail of Red Dead 2, but with zombies, and have like zombie Arthur, zombie Micah, Dutch, and Sadie, and just everybody has like zombies. And I think that'd be sick as hell. And something that is a huge dream of mine is if they made this, and then eventually they would also make like a Red Dead Online Undead Nightmare, which that would be sick as hell. Could you imagine hopping on with your friends, playing Red Dead Online, every October, from October 1st to October 31st, there's just zombies throughout the entire map. I think that'd be, like, sick as hell. That would be, like, the coolest thing ever, and I think that'd make Red Dead Online in Halloween cooler than GTA Online. Like my idea with them doing Red Dead Online Undead Nightmare, I could see something cool where, like, all the towns, like Valentine, Blackwater, and Saint Denis, and all the towns, they have, like, giant, like, huge walls just, like, built around them. And then when you leave the town, you have to, like, run like hell to the other towns to get stuff. And then I would kind of assume that, like, if you got bit by a zombie and got infected, maybe you can kind of join the zombies, and then you can attack the players that are trying to survive. And if you're, like, in a posse with someone in Red Dead Online, I guess one of your friends might have, like, a zombie cure, because maybe that'd be a new item that's, like, available from October 1st to October 31st. If Rockstar Games were to ever do it in Red Dead Online, I'm assuming it'd be, like, the whole month of October they do it. And maybe this zombie cure, you have to find somewhere and make it somehow. And then if one of your friends in the posse is turned into a zombie, you could cure them and they can come back and be a human again. And I'm also going to be kind of like ranking these from like 1, 2, and 3. What I want the most at the top, number 1. What I want second most, and what I want third most. Now, this is what I want first most. This is at the top of my list. I want this the most. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Now, in a way, I guess you could say I want this second most because I want Red Dead Online Undead Nightmare the most. I think that'd be sick as hell. But I still wouldn't mind a solo story mode Undead Nightmare. That'd be pretty sick too. Alright, now moving on to Red Dead Redemption 1 Remastered. Now, yeah, this game would be pretty sick too, even though it already exists, but not remastered. It already exists from 2010. But I still think it'd be cool as hell if a RDR1 Remaster were to be. Because back in October of 2021, I completed the entire game of Red Dead Redemption 2. And then, I think I got Red Dead 1 in October of 2021 as well, and then I played through that, and I played through it throughout all of, like, last year, and then I haven't played any of it, this year, but I think I am, like, 10, 15 missions away from completing it. I haven't played it in months, though. And a part of the reason I'd kind of want this is because I just find it odd, like, after beating the entire game of Red Dead 2, and then, like, because Red Dead 2 is a prequel to Red Dead 1, which I think is kind of cool, because Red Dead 2 takes place in 1899, and then Red Dead 1 takes place in 1911. But I've always found it strange, like, after beating the second game, and then continuing this order into the first game, it just feels so weird, and it almost feels like they're not really connected, because, like, you go from playing the whole story of Red Dead 2, it's, like, super detailed, it looks super realistic and just spotless and everything, you know, and then you continue to Red Dead 1, and it's kind of like you lost all of that realisticness, and now it looks like an old arcade game, but it's still quite cool, and that's why I want the remaster, kind of, because I want to be able to make it connect more. I feel like if a Red Dead 1 remaster ever were to happen, it would kind of make the story even more emotional because it'd feel more connected, in my opinion. And, yeah, I think Rockstar Games was actually working on a Red Dead 1 remaster as well as a GTA 4 remaster, but I think those got canceled because there were leaked images of that similar to the GTA 6 leaks, which I haven't done an update on that in a while, which I should. But, yeah, I think a Red Dead 1 remaster would be pretty cool. But this is number 3 on my list. It's at the very bottom of the one I want the least most. Because, I don't know, I kind of like Red Dead 1 without being remastered because it's like, it's an old game and it's cooler to just have the original. And that kind of makes the fans that want to be the first one have to hunt it down and buy it. Because if a remaster came out, they would just play that and never play the original Red Dead 1. That's in my opinion, but yeah, number 3. And alright, moving on to Red Dead Redemption 3. Okay, and you know what, I'm actually going to change my ranking now. So, Red Dead Redemption 3 is number 1, the one I want the most. Undead Nightmare 2 is second, and RDR1 is now third. And here's the reason why I changed it. So, there's also been a little bit of a debate about Red Dead 3, when it should take place. Whether it should be after 1 or before 2, which I really don't like the idea of it being after 1. Because I believe the ending of Red Dead 1 when Jack Marston's all grown up, that's like the early or middle 1920s if I'm not wrong. And by that time, the Wild West is kind of vanishing and it's not really around at all anymore. So if you did Red Dead 3 in like the late 1920s or even the early 1930s, it would just not be a Wild West at all anymore, because then there'd be cars and like, it just wouldn't feel like Red Dead Redemption where it's all like empty land and horses, because the cities would be bigger, they'd all be like Saint Denis and there'd be cars. It just wouldn't fit Red Dead. That's why I've always liked the idea of Red Dead 3 being another prequel, being a prequel to the second game, which the second game is a prequel to the first game. So, like, the second game takes place 1899, the first game takes place 1911, so the third game could be like the 1870s or 1880s. And now, the reason I really want the third game a lot to be a prequel, because how cool would it be if, like, the main character you play as could be, like, you start off as Hosea Mathews, and then, like, you know, a young little teenage Dutch is trying to rob you and you're trying to rob him. You play the game and you keep doing missions and there'll be multiple time jumps. Hosea would get older and then young Dutch would become an adult. And then you'd be able to play as both of them. Once Dutch is an adult, now you can play as both of them. And then in the mission, there'd be like a mission where they have to head to Saint Denis. There's teenage Arthur pickpocketing people. And then that's how they meet, you know, because that's the stories they told in Red Dead 2. The characters tell these as stories. And yeah, you can get a remake, or you can even see how that picture was taken of young Hosea, young Dutch, and young Arthur. Like, just imagine in the mission, you're just walking into, like, a room. It's you, Dutch, and Hosea are walking into a room. Then they sit on the chairs, and then they get in the position. And all the Red Dead fans would be going wild, like, oh, no way, this is that picture. And it'd be so cool, and then you would maybe get introduced to, like, young Sadie, and, young little John Marston, and Micah, and so on. See how the, O'Driscoll gang got in a rivalry with the Vanderlyn gang, see how that all started. And then, I guess the ending of the game, like, the very final mission, could be, like, a little teaser for the Blackwater Massacre. Like, maybe at the end of the final mission of the game, you complete it, and then one of the characters says, oh hey, we gotta head to Blackwater. And then Dutch is like, alright, let's go. And then, like, the credits start rolling or something cool, where Rockstar kind of teases us like, oh, you're never seeing the Blackwater Massacre. We're leaving that for your little imagination. And then I feel like Red Dead 3 being a prequel to 2, it would make it even more emotional than it already is. Because in the whole timeline in Red Dead 3, you see them all meet, the gang is born. Red Dead 2, the gang's been together for a while, the gang falls apart. The first game is where everything ends and they all die. It would be like the perfect Wild West game trilogy of all time. And yeah, that's that's what I want for the future of Red Dead. Hopefully Red Dead Undead Nightmare 2 happens, hopefully an RDR1 Remaster happens, and hopefully a Red Dead Redemption 3 happens, which I don't think that's going to happen for a long time, because I know a lot of people think that Red Dead 3 will happen after GTA 6, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think after GTA 6, they're most likely going to kind of take a break from GTA and Red Dead and do maybe like a Bully 2 or a LA Noire 2, a Max Payne 4, you know, like something like that. Or Manhunt 3, or even freaking Midnight Club 3, or make a sequel to one of their games. Or they might do something completely new, I don't know. Because that's something I've always wondered, what's going to happen after GTA 6, which I would actually prefer Red Dead 3 afterwards, but yeah, let me know if this was a cool video, and I'll see you all in the next video, of anything, really. Bye-bye!